The Unicoi County Sheriff's Office investigators say they have got two separate but similar cases of federal checks being stolen from county residents.
In both cases, the victims believe the checks never made it to their mailbox but were stolen somewhere else. But investigators believe there could be more victims out there.
News Channel 11's Karen Jenkins spoke with both victims today. Karen?
Yeah, one victim was expecting a large check from FEMA and the other a large check from the Social Security Administration. Neither check arrived, and even though both are federal cases, the Sheriff's Office is doing what they can to help. Casey Garrison and David Salt's home was flooded in September from the remnants of Hurricane Helene. They qualified for FEMA funding, but the check for several thousands of dollars never arrived.
We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then come to find out, investigators come to our door and was telling us about somebody had stole the check.
Unicoi County Chief Deputy Frank Rogers says it was one of two large federal checks stolen from Unicoi residents recently.
It's obvious that the victims live here, but we believe that these checks have been intercepted somewhere in the mail system before they even arrived here.
A person who tried to cash Garrison's check in another part of Tennessee has been arrested, but the investigation into how the check was obtained is still ongoing. In the case of Jessica Ramey, her stolen Social Security check was cashed in another state.
They didn't discover it had been cashed until I kept calling and saying, hey, where is this check? I haven't gotten it.
Ramey says the suspected thief was able to obtain a very good but very fake duplicate Tennessee driver's license with Ramey's info. It must have been discarded after it was used and a good citizen mailed it to Ramey's address.
I got an envelope in the mail and it had a Tennessee driver's license in it with a post-it note saying it was found on a street in Atlanta, Georgia. And the driver's license was exactly like mine, except it had a photo of a young black woman. All of the information on the license was correct.
Rogers says although both cases are likely out of his jurisdiction, his office is helping to connect the victims with the right agencies to help.
We've been successful in the two cases that we're involved in now with getting the proper authorities involved. If you're expecting a government check, whether it be from Social Security or FEMA, and you haven't received that yet, make the inquiry to the issuing agency to see if it's been drafted in a time frame, because we believe that there's going to be more of these cases.
Meanwhile, both victims are still waiting for their funds. And for Saltz and Garrison, until they get their FEMA check, they can't finish the repairs on their home.
We could still use the money to get our house back the way it was.
Now, both FEMA and the Social Security Office have steps you need to take, forms you need to fill out if you are missing a check. In many cases, you will also need documentation like a police report to show the agency.
Karen, thanks. And you can follow this story and other hurricane